Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
It's 29 degrees here, man.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And Terrence.
What's going
All
on?
right.
Why the fuck do I look like I'm at
You're at like
480 right now?
I don't know.
What is this? What's going on?
I have no idea. Maybe it'll clear up. We'll see. Just move the cursor around. Maybe you'll get lucky. All right. So we're back. There is plenty to talk about. We're going to get right into Checked Out. Micah, you watched the long-anticipated Dogman animated film.
Yeah. I took my son to the movies because I'm trying to make that a thing. And concessions were $15. You know what I got for $15?
Popcorn and a drink.
A small popcorn, a bottle of water, because it would have been extra for literally anything else.
Of course.
And some M&Ms.
So did you learn your lesson to sneak these things in by going to a store ahead of time?
I usually do, but, my son would blow my spot up. He would.
I wouldn't have told that little nigga a goddamn thing. Get out of here. You want some M&Ms?
Right. He'd be like, well, why are they in your pocket? And I'm just like, all right, yo. All right.
Like loud as fuck in the theater?
Right. Just super loud. But I went and saw Dogman. It's an action comedy film based on a children's book series. It's about this cop who is physically really good at his job, but kind of a dummy. And his canine partner who's, smart for a dog, but it's a dog. Like, what can it do, right? And they are out to capture Petey, an evil cat, which is an oxymoron. Or redundant. I'm sorry, it's redundant.
Yes, I agree.
And Petey manages to trap the cop and the dog and on a rooftop with a bomb, right? And the cop tries to clip the wire to take out the bomb to defuse the bomb, and he asks the dog, and the dog is like, bark, because it's a dog, and he was like, oh, okay, I'll cut this one. And oh, wait a minute, aren't dogs colorblind? Boom, they blow up, right?
Wow,
seems a little violent for a children's movie.
So they go,
dog. Good God.
So they go, and they're like, oh no, the man's head is donezo, like it's beyond repair. And oh no, the dog's body is beyond repair. And the nurse says, what if we take the dog's head, chop it off, and sew it onto the man's body? And they do, and that's how you get Dogman. The walking, talking, the dog with the human body.
Does he talk like a person, or?
No, he does not. He just barks because he's a dumb dog.
Man.
And man. But look, the movie was fun. It was fun. It was cute for a little kid's movie. It stars Pete Davidson, who kind of steals the show. Like, this is kind of his movie. Pete Davidson plays Pete, the evil cat. Okay. And Lil Rel Howery is the police commissioner, because it's a cop movie, so you gotta have an angry black police commissioner,
of course.
And the movie is actually kind of about generational trauma.
This is not going to do well on isitwokeornot.com or whatever.
Yeah, it probably won't. Well, it probably will, because like you kind of have to look a little deeper than the surface. Not that deep though, because like the generational trauma part comes with like, well, why is Petey an evil cat? And at one point, Petey has a child that he has to take care of, and
The cat.
he's a the cat. The cat has a clone
Does the cat
of himself.
talk?
Yeah, the cat is Pete Davidson. Like, he talks.
So why the fuck does the cat talk but the dog don't talk?
Because it's a cartoon.
Cartoon.
I'm like, all right, okay.
And this movie is 14 minutes long, I assume. That would be as long as
this movie is an hour and a half, yo. Like, it's rather long for what we got going here. But like, at one point, like, Petey the cat has little Petey, and he's got to take care of him, and he's a shitty father, and we find out that the reason that Petey is a shitty father is because his father picked up and left them in the middle of the night, like he was the Baltimore Colts or some shit. And it turns out Petey had a shitty father, therefore he is a shitty father, and you worry that Petey is going to impart his shitty ways. He's actively trying to impart his shitty ways onto his son. And it's like, wow, this is actually, kind of deep for a movie about a cop who got decapitated and then, I guess, recapitated with a dog's head.
Nah, yo, recapitated is not a word.
It is now. It is now.
It's a part of the Dogman lore, is recapitating. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I don't think people give I don't think people give enough credit to kids movies. Like, they actually are surprisingly. There's a lot of messaging in a lot of kids movies, and I think a lot of people don't get them because most people are pretty dumb. Like, they just don't.
Yeah, you got adults writing. What's the adults writing these movies? So
right? It's not kids writing.
It's not like they're children writing.
Right,
yeah,
but they're not as simplistic.
Parents are going to take their kids to see them.
Yeah,
like
Wild Robot, for instance, is a that has a very good narrative, right? Like,
right,
it's wonderful. All right, great. I've never seen that. I'm
Dogman.
I'm gonna make sure that I move past that when it comes on streaming. Nope. Next.
From the author of the Captain Underpants
I've seen that
series. Yeah,
I've seen. We watched the Captain Underpants movie. Who's that with? Kevin Hart and I forget who. Maybe Ed Helms, I think, are the two kids in that. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. I like that one.
You would probably like Dogman.
God damn it. Probably would. Okay, so I watched American Primeval on Netflix. This is a 6-part series. This is ironically directed by Peter Berg, who doesn't necessarily make the best things. Arguably, he makes generally mediocre to bad things. Like Battleship and Lone Survivor and Deepwater Horizon. And then that Boston Marathon bombing movie, Patriots Day. But he also did The Rundown and Very Bad Things, which are also very good. And I think he did what, Friday Night Lights. But he makes, it's fine, like dad TV type of movies, right? But so American Primeval, however, might very well be the best thing he's ever done. So this takes place in 1857, and it's about the Utah War, which I was completely unaware of, which was apparently a war between the Mormons and the United States military, and also the natives, the Native Americans, or the indigenous people at the time. It's starring Taylor Kitsch, Betty Gilpin, Jai Courtney is in this. Dane DeHaan is in it. He was the guy who you saw in that action sequence. That was a little. That was him.
Okay.
So it's like a really weird. It's like a pretty weird cast. But it's very, very good. And also Shea Wiggum is in it, who you would recognize as a prominent character actor. He's very, very good. So this woman named Sarah Holloway, played by Betty Gilpin. She's the main actress in Glow, if you remember that.
I remember getting Betty Gilpin,
yeah. Her and her son are trying to move from, I think, Philadelphia all the way to the West to meet up with her husband. And they're like, oh, we lived in this, proper city, and we're going out West to meet up with my husband. And like she's got a story that's not quite as she presents it either. And when they get to this like small town, they're like, what are you doing out here? Like, this is one of the most dangerous fucking places on the planet. Like, are you fucking crazy? You're in the fucking frontier. And what you find is like she gets passage through, like somebody else takes her further in her journey. But as they're going, she meets these Mormons and stuff like that. These people are trying to settle out in Utah. But what's happening is like the U.S. military is having issues with the Mormons because they're like, this is our land and like, fuck the United States government. And so they have like beef. And then there's also like Indians who also have beef and shit like that. But what it shows is like, it's just a brutal time. It's a super, super brutal time. But again, it's 6 episodes. Look, the action sequence in the first episode will get you to stay to watch the second episode. Like, it's no fucking joke. And people just get murdered like all the time. Like, oh, that's a prominent actor. Well, they were here for a bit. Like, people just get fucking shot and stabbed all the time and shot with arrows. But it's just brutal. But the story so far is pretty damn good. It's fascinating. But it's not something I would expect from Peter Berg. But check out American Primeval. It's pretty good. All right. You and I both watched The Substance. Yes. We were told to watch The Substance by that other guy. I haven't seen him in a long time.
I don't know.
Very weird.
Something about being blipped. I don't know.
Yeah, it happens. Happens a lot. So we both watched The Substance. Let me just say this before we get into our thoughts on this. I am shocked that this movie was nominated for Best Picture. I really am. Considering the Oscars does not normally show much respect for the horror genre, certainly not the body horror genre.
I'm shocked, but I'm not because one, I'm shocked for the same reason you are, that it's a horror movie and like the Academy doesn't give a damn about horror. But I'm not shocked because it's about show business.
Right, it's about Hollywood.
Right. And it's about how hard it is for the people that play pretend for a living to come to work. And I'm not shitting on actors, right? Like it, but you know, it's acting.
Your job ain't that hard. Like it's not
right. But it also is for women, right? And
yes, very much.
And this movie really does speak to that. This is a horror movie that is not just about like how to find ways to murder people, right? Like this is a movie that speaks to this is a feminist movie.
Yeah, no, very much so.
And it's really, really good.
Yeah, like okay, so this is directed by Coralie Farze or Farza. And she did another movie called I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's like
Revenge.
Vengeance.
Yeah, it's Revenge or Vengeance. It was again another like hyper violent revenge movie, right?
Yeah, it's a rape revenge movie. It came out in 2017, I believe. And it was on Shudder, right? This also feels like a movie that would be on Shudder. Like, oh, this is like a high quality movie on Shudder. Like that's what it feels like. I want to watch Revenge because I really enjoyed The Substance quite a bit. So the general premise here is that Demi Moore is playing this aging actress or like kind of a Suzanne Summers type, right? She does like exercise videos. And she's getting up there in age. I mean, Demi Moore is like well into her 60s at this point, I believe. And she gets fired because she's getting too old, right? As the studio sees it. The studio exec played by Dennis Quaid. And
Dennis Quaid. Yeah.
And
whose name is Harvey. Like, we're not. This isn't subtle.
No. There's no subtext here. It's all text, and all the shooting is like really quite close up and like audio wise, like really ASMR heavy. So it's like, like he's like eating the shrimp, and it's just like really gross. You're just like, oh God, please stop. But he fires her because she's getting too old. And they kind of like, oh, send you out to pasture type of thing. He's trying to be nice, but he's like a total dick about it. And she's, recognizes her own age, right? Like she knows that she's getting older. Still looks good, by the way. and like all reality being involved here. And so she sees this advertisement for this drug called the substance that will make a better you, a better, younger you. And so against all good judgment, she takes this shit and she literally births a younger version of herself that's actually even better looking than she was in her youth. And like it bursts out of her, like out of her back, like cracks her fucking spine open and she fucking falls out, right? It's fucking disgusting. And that character like has an all independent thoughts and everything else, but it has to keep like giving this old Demi Moore this like food, this liquid food to keep her alive. And then she passes out and the old Demi Moore comes back. Like they only have a week. You can be in this body for a week and then the other one has to switch back.
Yeah. The only way the only way you can have this new, and this is you. This is your consciousness is right. what the substance makers are saying. This is you, but you have to abide by these very, very strict rules in order to maintain this stuff. And you have to switch bodies every other week, right? So you get a week as old Demi Moore, and then a week as young Demi Moore, and a week as old Demi Moore, etc.
Right.
Very clearly laid out rules, which means the characters in the movie are going to break them, but the movie keeps the rules intact, which is just that's just classic filmmaking. It's executed marvelously in this movie.
Yeah. And the problem with the young version and the old version is while they are the same person technically, they don't have control over each other. So it's like
right.
The young person is new to the world, right? Like she's just like totally new to the world. She doesn't, she knows things, obviously, like she's not like a baby, but she's just new to this existence. So she wants to remain out. She doesn't want to go back after 7 days. She wants to remain out. And every time you break the rule, there's some shit that happens to the old version of her, which is gross. It's just gross.
Yeah, the makers of the substance, they're like, no, this isn't too consciousness, right?
Yes.
This is you.
Yeah.
You
Not
are
split. This is you.
Right. You are this, right? Like, so anything that you're feeling, you are doing. But things happen throughout the movie, and it's a really great commentary on how women are viewed upon, not just in Hollywood, but like in society as a whole.
Right.
Especially as you grow older, women tend to, people tend to like older men and people tend to like younger women. Like it's just how society is. Right. And, yeah, it's really good, but like, it's also like a French body horror movie and you get all that. And I'm usually not into body horror. Like I like my horror. Yeah. I like my horror movies. Like, good old fashioned guy in a mask killing people. Right.
You're more of a hostile guy than what this is.
No, Hostel's torture porn. I've grown out of that. I think I was into that when after that first breakup, I was really into like torture porn. I'm not into torture porn anymore. I've mellowed out, right? Like that was my incel face, right?
I don't like girls.
Yeah, now I'm just like I just kind of want to see people die in fun ways.
Yeah, okay, I mean? Like a Final Destination sort of like.
Absolutely.
Like a fun ride.
Just a real fun ride. And but so I don't watch a lot of body horror. The last body horror thing I saw was Fan Four Stick. That body horror scene in that movie. And yeah, body horror is wild, because it's fucking gross, man. It's gross.
You know what it is? It's too visceral. Like like with like ridiculous horror movie, like a log fell off of a fucking pickup truck on the highway and just hit a guy in the face. You just move on. But like in a body horror, it's like, here, what? Let me slowly show you what it's like when someone rips someone's arm off and you see the tendons in the mud. You're like, all right, we got it. It's it's too much. It's just too much. Not that happens in the movie, but like there's plenty of other horrible things that happen.
There's horror, but at the climax of the movie, I'm not going to spoil the climax of the movie, but like you got to sit with what is happening at the end of that movie. Like, you got to sit with it.
and they don't. That's not in the last 2 minutes. It's like the last 15 minutes. You're like, oh God, please stop. Move the camera away. Yeah, they really do. They're like, nah, like fucking buckle in, motherfucker. Like, we're not moving away, and that's fucking awful. Like, here's the thing that I realize about myself that I am not a fan of. And I've not been a fan of this since what was that George Clooney movie? Syriana, where he was like, it's like a truer story about him being like some guy who worked in like the military intelligence or something. I don't like people pulling fingernails off. Really fucking disgusting to me. Really bothers me. I don't like seeing people pull their own teeth out. That's Terrence is like, I don't like eye shit. That's my thing. I really don't like that. Like when that scene happened, I was like, please stop. Like, for the love of God. Like another one? Jesus Christ. Like that really bothers me. But it's funny. It's funny.
It's funny everybody's thing, right? Because like that didn't bother me, but like I've also had like multiple teeth taken out.
So have I.
In my lifetime.
So have I. Like no.
Like in like really violent and like here's the pliers.
Yeah,
like dentistry is very barbaric, guys. Yeah, like a tooth extraction is not like, oh, okay, it's not, you don't do it with a scalpel. You do it quite literally with a pair of pliers.
Yeah, which is fucking it's 2025. Like surely there's another answer. Like there are no other answers. like we could hit you in the fucking jaw with a hammer, but like that's it. That's all we got. These are the only tools we have. So yeah, it's I mean, it's the reason why I was like, I'm a dentist and a blacksmith. Well, they're the same tools, so just do both. But yeah, it's a wild movie. I do appreciate the messaging of it, like the aging thing, the message about women and how they're seen, the sort of revenge shit. Young versus old, and which can apply to anybody, but it especially applies to women very specifically. Like, yeah, it's good. Demi Moore is very good in it. I see why she was nominated. Like, I totally get it. I see why the movie is nominated in and of itself, but from a I'm shocked that they're nominating this because it's a body horror movie. Yeah, that's still very confusing to me. I mean, look, good for them for considering this other movie, because I feel like in the past they wouldn't have even thought about this. It was just been like, yeah. Like, get out of here. But yeah, The Substance is good. If you can take the body horror, it's I won't say it's a good time, but it's a very good movie. So I want to see if I can watch The Revenge next week, because that also looks, or this week, that also looks very good. So, but for her second movie out, getting from one being a Shudder film to the next one being nominated for Best Picture, it's not a bad run. It's pretty good. Yep. All right, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to get into topics. Okay.
There have been rumors of a potential Spaceballs sequel for many years, and recently there's been confirmation that a follow-up to Mel Brooks' 80s Star Wars spoof is in the works. The movie is in development at Amazon MGM, with Josh Gad set to star and produce alongside Mel Brooks. How old is Mel Brooks?
Pretty fucking old, man. Pretty fucking old.
Yeah. Josh Greenbaum will direct, and the screenplay will be by Benji Samit, Dan Hernandez, and Josh Gad.
If you had to guess without looking, how old do you think Mel Brooks actually is?
92.
98.
98. Wow.
Still working. Now, in fairness, Mel Brooks did History of the World Part 2, the series for Hulu, I want to say. which actually wasn't bad. It was actually pretty funny. So I don't know who he was working with on that. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. So I think it's fucking insane that he's still working at 98, but like, dude is an icon.
Yeah, hey, if you still got it, do it. Josh got aside, no cast members have been announced, but we are hearing that the studio has reached out to a major new star for an undisclosed role in the Hollywood Reporter's profile of Wicked star Ariana Grande. The trade mentions that recent Academy Award nominee has been offered a number of roles which she has yet to commit to. Quote, a disaster wedding comedy, a female detective romp set in a Housewives-style reality show, and a Spaceballs sequel. Plot details are under wraps, but the original movie was a full-on farce. Everyone listening to this has seen Spaceballs. Mel Brooks is one of those comic geniuses.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious. I'm very curious what a Spaceballs sequel would be about. Given the nature of like how Star Wars is now.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Star Wars is like bad, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not high on my list of things to watch.
No,
outside of like the super serious stuff. And look, part of that is just me getting older.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not knocking like Skeleton Crew and stuff like that. People seem to like it.
It's fine.
It just doesn't interest me. So I'm not gonna poo-poo this and say like, we don't need this, right? Because like, maybe Mel Brooks can bring something different to it, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm very curious.
I am as well. I mean, allow me to be a bit of a dick here. Is he going to be alive for the premiere of this? So he's 98. I feel like Mel Brooks would appreciate that joke. Like, let's get real. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I would like to see, if you're gonna do this, I would like you to cast Larry David as the Emperor, because why the fuck? Why not? Like, I feel like Larry David should absolutely be in this and just be himself. Like, just be himself in a fucking Sith robe. Like, why are we here? Like, what the fuck what are we doing? I'm 78 years old. I hate it. Somehow I've returned. That's stupid. That doesn't even make sense. Who wrote this? Yeah, like it feels like long overdue if you were ever going to do one. But again, the History of the World Part 2 or whatever the series was a sequel to the original movie, and that just came out like, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. So I guess he's trying to get it all in before it's before the show's over. So.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of characters that you would parody, right?
Kylo Ren, obviously.
Yeah, but like
it's been done.
And Ray, right? Just because like those are but like I don't know who Finn. Like Finn didn't really do anything. Yeah, Rose. Do you even remember Rose?
Yeah, she was the Asian. She was the Asian woman that was with Finn that white men had a fucking conniption about.
Yeah, well,
because of their weird Asian fetish. Right? Come on. Why did she get to be with him and not me? It's not a real character. That's just in a movie. And you're never going to talk to a girl. So yeah, it's I don't know. I'm not down on it. I just think it's wild that in 2025 with Mel Brooks literally almost being 100 years old, we're getting Spaceballs too. Like, okay. Like,
yeah.
Like, are you going to bring back Rick Moranis? Like, is that going to be like, that's going to be his moment to come back? Like, that would be kind of fun.
You know, I mean, that'd be kind of fun, having Dark Helmet and be back.
Like, that would have been awesome.
And they can really like play up the familial, aspects a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Bill Pullman still alive? I know one of them died.
I believe Bill Pullman is still. I think Pullman is still alive.
Pullman is alive. So Paxton
He
is
died.
gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Pullman, very much. Yeah, because he was in. Yeah, he's 71 years old. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're getting old, man.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys are getting old. This is crazy. Yeah, he was in Independence Day Resurrection. He was also in The Equalizer 2. Wow. So yeah, bring Pullman back. Why not? All right, next up, and I wrote this title for a reason because I know you didn't read the story.
No, I didn't read this story. A film for adults will feature Fisto and the Sorceress.
Do you know what this is?
Well, I assume that the Sorceress is isn't Fisto? I have no idea. I have no clue. Okay. Masters of the Universe. That's why I don't.
This is on whitehouse.com. No, I'm kidding.
Travis Knight's live action Masters of the Universe movie from Amazon MGM Studios, and Mattel has added Morena Baccarin and in the role of the Sorceress, and Johan Hauker Johansson in the role of Fisto. The duo joins this guy playing He-Man, this woman playing Teela, Alison Brie playing Eva Lynn, Jared Leto as Skeletor, Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms, some guy playing Trapjaw, some guy playing Goatman, and Kojo. I don't know anything about the Masters. I'm sorry, Demetrius. I just do not give a shit about the Masters of the Universe, yo. Like, I know I'm butchering some of these names. I'm not putting respect on any of these people's names. But goddamn, yo, I just Masters of the Universe was not my thing. Okay, look, I can pretty much guarantee I'm not going to see this movie.
I'm not seeing it in theaters. Like if it hits or when it hits streaming, sure, I'll check it out.
I won't even do that. There will be a higher chance that I would see it in a theater than I would streaming.
Wow. Okay. That's funny. Yeah, I like I'm forever baffled by this this cast. But you know what? Look, stranger things have happened. They might be able to pull off something cool. I don't know. I want to see what like you've said in the past. I want to see what everyone looks like. You can put these niggas in these costumes. Like I want to see,
man.
like embrace it, go all in. I don't want them to like don't modernize it. I want her in a fucking eagle helmet, do the whole thing, dude. Like, yeah.
Like if we get comic or show or toy accurate costumes for all these people, then I will consider watching this on streaming.
Yeah. I want to see what Idris Elba looks like as fucking Man-at-Arms. Like, yeah, like go for it, dude. I definitely want to see what Alison Brie looks like as Evil Lynn.
I want to see what Jared Leto looks like as Skeletor. How you gonna do Skeletor, yo? How you gonna do it?
Yeah, it feels like really bad casting. Like and look, I don't have a lot of high hopes for this movie, but that feels like really bad casting for this film. Like I think
I want to see Trapjaw, yo. I want to see Trapjaw.
Yeah. Look, I got my Skeletor character right here, man. He's right here.
Look, I know the powers that be in Hollywood are listening. Put a boy in it. Put him in it. Look, He-Man has not gotten the run that it's gotten since Demetrius came out with that cosplay. Put him in it.
Yeah, look, just random Negro He-Man, and just in the background, right? Because don't they have like a Valhalla type? They got like a Valhalla type place. Yeah, just have him up there.
They got a black. It's either Sun Man or He Soul or some. I don't know. He Black. I don't know. But
yeah, but he needs to have a name tag that says He Black. Like he's just.
But they have a black He-Man in Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, they do.
Put him in there. You put them in there. You put them in there. I guarantee you get $15
from Micah. Yeah, I guarantee nothing. I'll be rooting for you though. I'll be rooting for you. No, like I think that would be kind of dope. Like I support that. However, I do not support Jared Leto as Skeletor. Like I just
I want to see I want to see. He's gonna because Skeletor has a very distinct, goofy voice, right?
Yeah, he does. I don't
he really does. Like is Jared Leto like that's why I want to see it. Because you remember what he did in that Italian movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He put on that Super Mario voice. Whoa, what do you mean? Mama. Like, all right.
That's the voice I want him to use. Oh, like that's the voice I want him to use in that movie. Absolutely. So wait, who is half Thor Bjorgensen playing?
Let's see.
Oh, he's playing Goatman?
Goatman?
What?
Like, I don't even know who Goatman is.
Goatman, but that's not a character, right? Like
that's not a Mega Man boss.
No.
like I don't know. Who
shouldn't it be Beastman? Yeah, it should be Beastman, not Goatman. Why'd you go?
No, there is a Goatman.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a Goatman.
Goatman.
He's they took the mold of a regular He-Man body and they put a goat head on it. I guess like
you should. Nobody knows who Goatman is. People know who Beastman is. Oh, this is dumb. Okay, I mean he's big as fuck, so that makes sense, I guess. No, you should have gone with Beastman. That's crazy.
He looks like the Red Skull, but with horns on the side.
Right, they go down. Like
yeah.
Very weird. Okay, cool. That sounds awesome. I'm super excited for it.
Also, I don't want to hear anybody talk shit about Dogman when you got literally Goatman is the body of a man and the head of a Nazi with horns coming out of it. Like this is weird, yo. This is a little too weird for me, man. He-Man is a little too weird for me. And Masters of the Universe is a little too weird for me. I don't know. It wants to be science fiction. It wants to be medieval. It wants to be too many things.
It's a little bit of everything. All right, look, Mike is gonna see it as long as they put Demetrius in it. There you go.
If they put Demetrius in it, I guarantee you I will see it. But
I guarantee Michael will see it too. 100%. I'll look again. I am a man of support. I might cash app you $15, but I'm not paying him to get $15. I'm much more likely to send it to him directly. Like, congratulations. I hopefully this will cover craft services. Like that's I support you. Let's take a quick break and then we'll get back into more topics. All right. Next up, the Day of the Jackal becomes becomes Peacock's most watched series after 75 days. That's cool. Like I feel like that's not a particularly surprising thing considering what does Peacock have as far as original drama series? Not much. But we talked about the Day of the Jackal quite a bit on this show. It's excellent. And no surprise it got nominated or it got picked up for a second season. So if you haven't seen it, it's the Eddie Redmayne led political thriller that has now become its most watched drama series. It's about a guy who is a hitman. And it's based on the book The Day of the Jackal as well. So great, good for Peacock, I guess. Here's an idea: make good shows and people will watch them. That's it. Like, just make good shows.
Look, The Day of the Jackal is good. Fight Night was also very good, but I wasn't expecting that to kind of hit the mainstream just because it's got way too many black people and white people don't watch stuff with black people in it. Poker Face was good. The Best Man Holiday I enjoyed.
Oh, was that them as well?
Yeah.
I don't really count that as like quote unquote original just because it's it's the third in a series, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
Bel Air, I watched the first season with my wife because she you gotta be a supportive spouse. I wanted to watch The Killer. This is a Peacock original.
The remake?
remake. Yeah, I wanted to watch it, but I've heard too many reviews that it's not good. Twisted Metal got picked up for a second season. That's an original.
I heard about that. I've not seen it. I heard the first season looked bad, and I heard the first season was just utterly ridiculous. But a lot of people seem to actually enjoy how like kind of silly it was.
And I don't know what The Traitors is. Oh, it's reality TV. Never mind. I'm not watching that.
No.
Yeah. All right. Peacock is like, I have Peacock for wrestling, and once their deal expires with the WWE and they move everything over to Netflix, I'm probably going to get rid of Peacock because like I literally do not use it, and my wife only uses it when a new season of Bel-Air is up. Apparently Will in that show got kidnapped by like gang members or some shit that were coming after Jeffrey. Like, what?
I mean, look, I appreciate them trying something different with the whole like we're gonna go the exact opposite of what the original series is, but it's like really wild. Like that's just
it's a little telenovela-ish to me now. You know,
it sounds that way. So, I mean, good for. I'm happy for everyone. I'm happy for. I just hope both teams had fun. Next up, Peter Dinklage joins Dexter Resurrection. That's one of the Dexter shows. I don't know which one it is. We've discussed this many times. Like this could or could not be the sequel or the one with the kid or I don't know. I think it's a new one. I think it's the
Original Sin. Original Sin is the prequel, and this is the sequel to the prequel series. Oh no, this is the sequel to the this is the sequel to the sequel series.
Yes, this is the sequel to New Blood.
And then New Blood, and then Resurrection, and then Original Sin is the prequel to all those.
Every time we talk about this, it gets confusing. So yes, Emmy and Golden Globe Award winner Peter Dinklage for Game of Thrones and Avengers: Infinity War. He's been both of those. Has officially joined the series as a series regular on the cast of Dexter Resurrection. So apparently production began last month and will premiere this summer. So,
all right. Is Peter Dinklage okay, man?
He's a better actor than the things he's picking.
Yeah, and everything every picture of him that I see, he just seems.
He looks like he was rode hard and put away wet.
Yeah, he's just like, what am I doing here, man? Like,
because he's in Dexter Resurrection. He's like, bitch, I was in Game of Thrones. How dare you?
And then look what happened in Game of Thrones, right? Like it just the man looks spent. He just looks over it.
I get it. You know what I think it is, and I'm going to be a little stereotypical in my assessment here. That guy solely doesn't get certain roles just because he's a little person. Because it's not a performance issue. Like that dude is a great actor. Like Peter Dinklage is a great actor. And like, look, I get it. The role he played in Game of Thrones was a person who was supposed to be a little person and everything else. I understand that. But that dude is a solid fucking actor. And I hate that even in 2025, he probably still has trouble getting roles just because of his physical appearance. Like, yeah. I think that sucks. I did appreciate that, like when Marvel cast him, they cast him as like a giant, which I thought was really fun. He probably enjoyed that to some extent, but it's still focusing in on his height. You know what I mean? Like sort of in a backhanded way, it kind of still is. So yeah, I have a feeling that this guy is like, I'm better than this. Like I'm looking at these people get these roles, like I'm better than that guy. Like what the fuck? And he is. And I'd like to see him do more stuff because I really think he is super, super talented. But I think a lot of people just won't give him a chance because of that, because of his stature, which I think is fucked up. So maybe Dexter Resurrection is like just a role where he's just like, I'm not the little person at the office. Like he's just a guy in the show. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. Again, I don't really. I don't even know where to watch Dexter Resurrection. Like, I actually really enjoyed Dexter.
It's on Showtime.
Well, I'm not
So
buying
I don't-
Showtime
I don't-
in order to get it.
I think Showtime is like you can buy it as an add-on to things.
I'm not buying Showtime in order to get it. Like,
Okay.
not to see Dexter. And I'm not, I'm not gonna get it by other means either. Like, I don't care about it that much.
No, it needs to show up on something that I'm already streaming for me to watch it. Like if it was like, oh, suddenly it's a part of like the Hulu package or something. All right, cool. I'll watch it.
Yeah, that'd be
I
wonderful.
like Dexter just fine. Not those latter seasons. I was like, nah, I'm good. So Dinklage, by the way, will portray Leon Prater, a billionaire venture capitalist. To the world, Leon is a generous philanthropist, but behind the polished exterior lies dark intrigue. Deadline understands Dinklage is playing the big baddie of the season. All right, cool. So he's a fucking murderer. I like that. Good for him.
All right.
See, and that's what I'm saying. That role could be played by anybody. So, like, yeah, why not?
I kind of wish they didn't say that, though. I kind of wish they would have left that to be like, because people would discount that character. Oh, well, he can't possibly be the killer because of their innate like bigotry,
Right?
So I would have loved that to have been a nice surprise for people.
No, now all it does say is that lies a dark intrigue. It doesn't say that he's a murderer, but like it's not hard to read between the lines. Okay, like it's probably not that difficult. So we'll see. Maybe he isn't the murderer, right? Maybe he's just like, maybe he's like a bad dude. So we'll see. All right. So there you go for all you Dexter universe fans. Peter Dinklage is joining. This is a really sad and slightly celebratory article. Female actors finally achieve parity with men as leads in top grossing films of 2024. This is the first time it's ever happened. That there are as many women as leads in movies, in the top grossing movies, as there are men. In 2024, there was 42% men, 42% women, and 16% ensembles. So, yay! In 2024, the percentage of top grossing films featuring female protagonists matched the percentage of films with male protagonists for the first time in recent history, according to the latest installment of Dr. Martha Luzin's annual It's a Man's Celluloid World Report. 42% of the are men, 42% women, 16% ensembles, like I said. For the purpose of the study, protagonists are the characters from whose perspective the story is told. Whether the achievement will be lasting or only a blip on the continuum remains to be seen. So in 2023, 28% were led by women. 2022 was 33%, and 2021 it was 31%. Now keep in mind, it's only a sample of the top 100 grossing films. So it's a small sample size, right? So like it's very easy for those numbers to slide quickly in one direction or another, right? Like it just doesn't take that many. Like if women aren't in one movie, it slides by a significant percentage point. However, like I was talking to my wife about that and she was like, yeah, you would, you shouldn't be surprised that it would be low because of that. And I said, yeah, but the top grossing films are normally top grossing films because they're trying to hit a wide net, right? Like you're trying to throw that net and hit the biggest base you can. And even still, in 2011, the number was 11%, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Crazy low. So the highest before this past year was 2019, and it was at 40%, which is an interesting moment because it's all the way, it's up for the most part, gets all the way to 40%, and then COVID happens. And then it drops to 29%, down into the low 30s, upper 20s, and now it's back up. That to me is fascinating. And I bet there's a story there as to why that is, right? Like just my guess is so many movies were canceled or put back burner and shit like that, or thrown to streaming. And I'd bet that they wanted to try to maximize money, so they were more likely to go with men as leads than women.
Yeah, because they wanted to get people back in the theater, and you know, everything regressed during COVID. Why wouldn't this? So.
Yeah. No, I didn't pay attention to the timeline, but that does until just now. But that makes total sense. Like, I mean, I would argue the United States mentally regressed during that time. The world, really. Like, I mean, we're still paying for that shit. Like, people just lost their minds for those 2 years. They really did. It's really sad.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Good job, everybody.
Bitches.
Yeah, we really. Yeah, it's probably make sure that we stay on top of pandemics, right, guys? Right. What are we doing? All right. What the fuck stories this week? Micah, take it away.
A shy man takes a unique way to quit a job. A shy man cuts off 4 fingers instead of telling his boss that he wants to quit.
Not a good idea.
learning to say no sounds easy, but for some people it can be harder than crippling themselves for life. Their words, not mine. Case in point, a man from this place that I have never heard of, so I'm going to look it up real quick. This man staged a quote unquote accident that left him missing 4 fingers on his left hand to avoid having to tell his boss that he wanted to quit his job. Earlier this month, this person showed up at a police station in his native city to report that 4 fingers were missing from his left hand. I can't believe people get like paid to like produce. Like, this is how you know that anybody can just throw up a web page and just like not spell check.
Listen, never have imposter syndrome. Okay, guys.
No. He claimed to have been riding his motorcycle to a friend's house when he suddenly felt dizzy and passed out on the side of the road. And when he woke up 10 minutes later, 4 fingers gone. Police initially believed that the man's fingers had been stolen for black magic rituals.
As you do.
all these hints as to where this is, but
I'm gonna have a wild guess as to where, and it's only because I'm pretty sure you've never heard of this place, and I just total stab in the dark, like it is. Their investigations found huge holes in the man's story. What do you think this is? I don't know, but I'm gonna say Cote d'Ivoire, like that's I'm just a guess in Africa. Like, I have no idea.
That's maybe your own people, man. It be your own people. Also, it be your own people.
Oh, I don't know if that's Indian or Mexican. So I have
this took place in India.
All right, let me see if I can name a place in India.
Yeah, I've never. It's a state in India. So if you know your Indian states,
Chennai.
No, starts with a G.
Goa.
Gujarat.
Oh, Gujarat.
Gujarat. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. I was about to say something else. I don't know what the fuck I was about to say.
I don't know.
But it wasn't that. So Gazoon
that's
type,
fucked up.
or whatever.
Yeah,
the bizarre case registered at this police station in Surat. Before being transferred to the city's crime branch, investigators started checking CCTV footage in the area where the victim claimed to have passed out, as well as investigating eyewitnesses, but virtually nothing checked out. The man appeared to park his bike near a ring road before casually walking away and returning with an injured left hand. Plus, no one had seen him pass out by the side of the road. Pressed by police, the man admitted to cutting his fingers off himself. Quote, the man confessed that he bought a sharp knife from a shop. A police station told The Hindu, which I guess is their newspaper. 4 days later, on Sunday night, he went to this ring, Amroli Ring Road, and parked his motorcycle there. Around 10 p.m., he cut off his fingers with the knife and tied a rope near the elbow to prevent blood flow. He then put the knife and fingers in a bag and threw it away. The man reluctantly told investigators that he resorted to maiming himself because he didn't want to work at his relative's diamond company anymore. So he didn't want to tell them, though. But missing 4 fingers made him unfit for the job. Hey, man, I can't, do whatever diamond smugglers do or whatever with just a nub. I don't know, man.
Communication is essential, dog. Like, I'm not cutting my fingers off. You're a profound idiot. Like you're a profound idiot. Like that is an unbelievably stupid thing to do.
Yeah, apparently he admitted that he didn't want to work at the diamond factory and he had planned to chop his fingers off so he did not have to go to work at the diamond factory. We are trying to dig out more information from him. This sad sack is, I don't know if this is the actual image of this guy. But yeah, this is some dumbass shit, man.
Wow. All right. Well, common sense is not common to everybody. My story, a man has sparked controversy on social media by announcing an ingenious service where he rents himself out as a villain that harasses clients' partners, allowing the latter to pose as heroes by confronting him. This
sounds like Japan, yo. This sounds like some Japanese shit.
It does. But I'm going to give you one more guess. Hold. Earlier this month, the 28-year-old took to social media by storm by announcing a villain for hire service that would allow clients to show off their masculinity and make a big impression on their partners or romantic crushes. After being told that his unkept long hair and biker clothing make him look like a gang member, the man was inspired to start a service that relied on the physical appearance to make a profit. For a fee, the clients can set up a time and place where they would show up, and he would show up to pick on their partner, thus giving them a chance to intervene and pose as a hero or a knight in shining armor. Oh, hold on. This is the advertisement. Quote, "Are you tired of your partner thinking you're weak? For a reasonable fee, I can help you prove them wrong. Just tell me the time and place, and I'll show up to disturb your partner, give you a chance to step in as the hero, and take me down." The villain for hire service is $22 on weekdays and like $30 on the weekends. If the client opts for a location that requires him outside of his native city, they have to cover his travel costs as well. Where is this?
It's not Japan. It feels like one of the Asian countries, and I hate to say that, right? But like stereotypes exist for a reason, right? Because
you hate it.
Because like you were like, oh, it was long hair and stuff like that. I'm like, well, maybe no, like it can't be where Jay lives, right? Because like those dudes are all about machismo, right? Like they don't need help, right? I don't know, man. I don't know, maybe India, I guess. Do we got a twofer?
We don't. But close. It's Malaysia. So
Malaysia. Okay, well then
it's like right in the middle. You're right in the middle.
Yeah,
You're right
somewhere.
there.
All right. All right. I'll take it. Yo, that's wild, yo.
Indian hair, Asian face. A little bit.
Right.
It's about right in the middle as you get. Yeah. So dude's like, he's like, he's the opposite of heroes for hire. So he's a villain for hire. It's actually kind of brilliant. Like, I'm not even going to lie. It's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, it is, until an actual hero comes up.
And like, I got it. Bro, like,
right.
Fucking relax. That's like a perfect thing to happen in in a movie. Like a guy's trying to seem tough,
yeah.
and then some other guy comes in and like just totally ruins it, and like his girlfriend goes off with that guy. You're like, fuck. And he has to like be the real hero later in the movie.
Yeah.
Note to self. He says, "Quote: It's all just an act, like WWE. No one gets hurt, and I'm the only loser." So,
yo, is this the guy? Is this the guy with the cigarette in his mouth?
Yeah. Spoiler alert: you're not the only loser. I assure you. You're not. If you have to do this to prove like how tough you are, yeah, you're a bit of a loser.
Oh shit!
I need to.
That's
see
hilarious.
You beat somebody up. No, you don't. That's fucking dumb. Like, come on.
So what do you like? Like people aren't dumb, yo. Like I assume this is. I assume this is for men trying to impress women. Women are stupid, yo. Like if this woman, first of all, if you're so much of a dork that like, but she goes out with you anyway, like you don't have to prove how tough you are, right? And if it's just like some random shit,
some women will be turned off by that, by the way.
Yeah, like this is a weird meet cute, yo. This is a weird meet cute. Like the only other way, like I like your movie pitch, right? But and I feel like this may already be a movie. But like let's say, Seymour Krelborn over there hires Malaysian Lobo over here to be the guy to come in and harass, Audrey, right? And when Malaysian Lobo comes in, he falls in love with Audrey.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's like, "Oh no, yo, nah. Here's your 22 real money bucks back. I'm gonna try and holler at this." And then he has to actually like try and be a hero throughout the movie and work up the courage to get this shit,
Yeah, you end up having these guys literally like going at each other trying to get to this woman.
Yeah.
And then in the end, you find out that she's a lesbian, and it was all worth nothing. And
right.
And they become friends, right? Like, Malaysian Lobo and whatever other loser hires him. That's actually a pretty good story. That actually pretty fun. Guys want to be friends. Turns out she wasn't kidding. All right, trailers this week. A24 is doing this movie called Friendship with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson. Look, Tim Robinson's fucking hilarious. If you've not watched any of that show, I think you should leave. I started watching because I had seen clips of it and a couple of skits out of it. It's on Netflix. It has like 3 seasons. Each episode's like 15 minutes. It's very funny. Like he's just got a way about him that is just really hilarious. But the whole premise is he's like trying to be friends with Paul Rudd. His wife kind of sets him up to be friends. And everything seems to be going fine. And it's all great. But then it just like because it's an A24 film, it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. And the music is kind of creepy. And then you realize like it's just a comedy where Tim Robbins' character, who was set up on this like friendship, he's the psycho. Like it's not Paul Rudd, who seems like the psycho throughout the entire trailer. Like he's a totally normal guy. Yeah, I'll see this. I like. I mean, and this is what did they say? It's basically the it's kind of a modern take on other Paul Rudd movie. That he did with the guy from I Love You Man. I don't know if you ever saw that, which was very, very funny. But it's kind of like it says "I love you, man" for sickos, like, which makes sense. Like that's also with Paul Rudd. So, yeah, I think this looks funny.
Yeah, it looks funny. I'm like, is this like another cable guy, or is this like because the way they cut the trailer is pretty clever. It makes you think that like, no, this is like this guy's this is like it's a horror movie, right?
Right, and like Tim Robinson is the victim. Like that's right. How it's set up.
Yeah, but like people are like, no, this is hilarious. Like all the the marketing blurbs
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what this is. Like, this is a very good trailer in that it makes me completely intrigued with with what is going on here.
Yeah. Have you seen any of Tim Robinson's stuff?
No, I just see the memes, right? Like, I didn't do fucking shit, right? Stuff like that, right? Like, I've just seen the memes, but this is a weird looking guy.
Yes.
But what's the name of the show?
I think you should leave.
All right, I might check it out then.
I'll send you this one skit, the hat skit, which is really fucking hilarious. You just watch it later on. But the shit is really funny. But again, it's on Netflix. It's super easy. 15-minute episodes. Next up, Jurassic World Rebirth. This might be the first Jurassic Park movie in a long time that I think looks actually interesting. I am so sick of we're going to the park and everything is going to be fine. Oh no, everything's not fine. Yeah, we know it's a park of fucking dinosaurs. This movie's like, we're going to go shoot dinosaurs. It's like, yeah, no, that makes total sense. Let's go get this money. And the dinosaurs are killing people. Yeah. Hello, duh, easiest story of all time. I'm still not seeing it. You're going to have to tell me this movie's great. It's going to have to get excellent reviews for me to go see this movie because I am so done with this entire series. But yeah, it's got Scarlett Johansson in it. It's got what's his face? Not going to be Blade. Yeah, not going to be Blade. And yeah, people fighting dinosaurs, and she's like a tracker or some sort of like badass. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I'm still not seeing it.
My wife wants to see it because Mahershala Ali is in it.
I get that. It's a great actor. So
we'll probably end up seeing this. It doesn't look god awful. Like that last Jurassic Park movie. I'm expecting this to be on par with the first Jurassic World. In that, it's not as, it won't be as good as the original Jurassic Park.
No,
it'll be somewhere on par with the second Jurassic Park, and it's a monster movie, right? Like I imagine it'll be somewhere like the original Jurassic World, and that movie made $1 billion. So
yeah,
I'm sure
the second one did.
Sure they won. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I mean, look, it's a beloved series. I mean, it's a testament to how popular the entire genre is. But I'm glad we're getting here. Like, get out of the park. Like, this shit is fucking stupid. I think they go into the park.
Cloned humans. Get out of the cloned humans. How about that? Remember, a little girl was a clone in that movie, and she let all the dinosaurs free because they're just like me. No, they're not.
They're dangerous animals, and they're going to kill everyone on Earth. What are you, out of your fucking mind?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm going to throw you into the pool with the rest of these clones. But yeah, it's like dinosaurs are like ripping people off of boats and shit. Like, yeah, all right, cool. That's great. This is where this series should have been a long time ago. So, but I can't care. That's my thing. Is I'm having a hard time caring. Speaking of having a hard time caring, Mission Impossible 8: The Final Reckoning. I need to finish the last one. I need to finish.
You didn't watch 7 other or 6.5 other movies.
I know. I need to finish it. I really found this last one really, really off-putting. Like, I just did not think it was very good at all. Now, look, I love the Mission Impossible movies. I really do. So I'm going to see it. Like, make no mistake. But I need to get around to actually, maybe that'll be on my goal is to restart 7. Was that Dead Reckoning? Dead
yeah. Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, Death Stranding, whatever. I will finish that this coming weekend, and then I will be ready to watch this one in May. But I hated that other one. That entire meeting where they're like, "Who is this person? Who would have done this?" Like, what was that dialogue when they were like talking? I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" It's like really making me mad. So I'm hoping that my boy Tom Cruise can save the world one more time.
Yeah, especially as a big Tom Cruise mark. Like, I know the 7 wasn't great. It's actually one of the weaker ones, but
I think it is the weakest by far.
Is it the weakest?
I think I wasn't
like,
practically gagging for it. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not even like 2 is not great, but 2 is unique. Right?
It's fun.
Like, it's 2 is swinging, right? 2 is swinging for the fences, and 7 didn't. And that's the worst thing you can do in a mission in these movies. Is not just go for it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, yeah, 2 is just like long hair. This is what we're doing. All right, fucking hanging out on mountains and shit. Like, all right, cool, bro. Like, this is dumb as shit, but like, let's go. But yeah, 7 was like, it. You know what it felt like? It felt like you were trying to get me interested in 8 the entire time instead of telling a story in 7. Like that was my big issue with it. So I'll go back and finish it. I will make it my on my to-do list of absolutely finishing this. Because look, this shit looks dope, right? You got a prop plane, like dogfight or whatever the fuck is going on. Like, all right, cool. You know, Tom Cruise is hanging off the side of shit, and Ving Rhames looks like he's lost a little bit of weight. Yeah, look, I'm here for it. So yeah, that's totally fine. This is all totally fine. I'm gonna
rewatch all these movies. I'm gonna rewatch all these movies before this one comes out.
Are you?
It's time, man. It's time for a rewatch. I can watch 8 movies by May. 8 movies that I actually enjoy for the most part. I can watch them
What is your favorite one in the series?
One is the actual Cloak and Dagger spy movie that I thought this franchise was going to be. 2 is just like wild. 3 is not great.
It's not great.
No,
that actually is probably the weakest. Actually, 3 is probably the weakest.
4 is kind of like, if I had to give it a Fast and Furious equivalent, it's like Fast and Furious 4, right? It's like the reboot. Like okay, we're pivoting, right? And then 5 is Rogue Agent. Is 5 Rogue Agent the one?
Yes, because Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol is 4. Rogue Agent, or is it Rogue Agent? Is that what it is?
The one that introduced
Rogue
Elsa.
Nation. Rogue Nation.
That's it. That's my favorite.
That's Rogue the one. Is that the one with Henry Cavill?
No, that's the next one. That's the one after that.
That's 6. Yeah, 5 is really good. 5 is really, really fucking good.
I really like Mission Impossible 5, Rogue Nation. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
And then,
because that's the one with that's the fucking water scene where he has to hold his breath like 6 minutes or whatever, and they get trapped in the thing. That was
gives himself blank damage. It's just yeah.
That one was really, really good. That's the peak for me. I agree with you. I really liked, but honestly, I really liked 6 with
I like 6 also.
6 was good.
I like 6 also.
Fallout?
It could have ended there. Should have ended there. But yeah, of course, I'm gonna rewatch these because, right, like, I have to imagine this is Tom Cruise's last Mission Impossible movie, right? How old is Tom Cruise? He's got to be well into his 60s now.
He's 50 years old. He's
50?
He's perpetually 50 years old. He refuses to quit. Absolutely refuses.
Tom Cruise is 62.
Yeah.
And
he's
starting to look. Yeah, he's starting to look it. Yeah, you can only stave that stuff off for a certain amount of time. It's like
when they start fucking with your face, bro. Like, Don't start doing too much surgery on your face. You can start looking crazy.
Yeah. So this is his last. Please let this be his last Mission Impossible.
Yep.
And I'm curious to see how because they're not going to kill this franchise, right?
No.
It's ripe for a reboot, right? It started in the 90s. I think it's okay to reboot this franchise. But
you want to reboot it? You wouldn't want to just continue with a different team?
I mean, that's essentially what a reboot is. That's essentially what the reboot would be, right? Like, I don't necessarily need Benji. I don't necessarily need I mean, you could start it with a new team. It could be a soft reboot.
Yeah, I would just say just pick a different agent. Like, keep the Mission Impossible force, just pick a different agent.
Yeah, that's fine, but if you're gonna do all that, right? Like, are you bringing back Benji? Are you bringing back Luther? Are you well, then it's essentially a reboot.
No, but I'm saying Ethan Hunt's exploits, they all exist, right? Like, you're not just wiping these.
Yeah, a soft reboot, just like those Transformers movies were those Michael Bay movies were still kind of like canon, but Bumblebee was kind of like a soft reboot, right?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't re-explain everything. That's what I'm looking for. You don't need to re-explain everything, but you don't even have to have an Ethan Hunt, right? I'm not talking about like this is the new adventures of a new Ethan Hunt, right? Like, you can, yeah, you don't have to reference Ethan Hunt, but if you want to, you can, right? Like, it's a soft reboot. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and look, I think
I also want more like spy shit. Like, I understand this franchise has kind of evolved into like a stunt fest, but I want more Cloak and Dagger spy stuff. I want
Base Mass and all that other shit.
Yeah, I like that stuff, man.
Yeah, like I like the idea of you being like, oh shit, that's the bad guy. Like, psych, niggas, and it's Tom Cruise. Like, oh shit, like, you got me. Like, that was the big reveal at the end of the first one. Like, that was a dope ending that you just didn't see coming, right?
Yeah.
Which was fun. So yeah, look, I'm cool with that. I agree. I think this should be his last. That entire team, just let them retire and go out big, have a good, they save the day, then they go to their, they go to Tom's, they go to Ethan's house and they have an outside barbecue and drink Coronas, like, as you do. And then that's just, and everyone rides off into different directions on the sunset, playing like a mediocre rap song. Last but certainly not least, the big game trailer for Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts. Asterisk. This is the best one so far. We get a little bit of the villain here, who we'll talk about in a moment. Who's pretty terrifying, I would argue. So, yeah, look, they answer some questions I think we've been talking about. Like, your whole team is just people kicking and punching. Like, none of you even have superpowers. Like, you're very redundant. Everybody is kind of like not getting along, but kind of figuring each other's personalities out and things like that. That Taskmaster costume looks dope as fuck. I stand by that.
Yeah, but I think Taskmaster is not going to be in this movie for long. Like, I'm seeing a lot of scenes with Taskmaster just not in it, but the other heroes are in the same shot.
Oh, interesting. You think she just walks away, or you think she dies?
It would be weird for Taskmaster to die, but I think they wanted to pull the wool over everyone's eyes in Black Widow by making Taskmaster who they made in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think this Taskmaster will die, but the Taskmaster character will come back. Like Tony Masters will eventually be Taskmaster, is what I'm thinking. Because Taskmaster is such a unique character, like, and such a cool character. Like, it's a cool idea of a character, right? That, like, they didn't, like, Taskmaster didn't talk in Black Widow.
Like, the whole point is, like, he talks shit the whole time.
Yeah, like he Taskmaster is completely like arrogant because like I got a photometric memory or whatever. Like I can and muscle memory. Like I can do all this shit that you can do. Like it and taunt you about it. Like it's Taskmaster's a cool character, man. And while I appreciate what they did in Black Widow, I think it would be kind of cool to see a more traditional Taskmaster. Not more traditional in the sense that like some people might think, but more traditional in the sense that like a shit talker.
Yeah, I don't actually care. I don't actually care that it's a man or a woman. I don't really give a fuck about that at all. But like, allow the character to talk. They shouldn't be a mute. Because Ghost is also kind of, when she's doing her thing, she's kind of a mute too. Like she doesn't really talk either. Now it looks like they're trying to improve on that. But I will say, like, the Ghost costume and the Taskmaster costumes, they look dope. Those are solid upgrades, man. They look really, really good. So we'll see. But I think everybody looks like they're having fun. I think this is kind of their attempt at sort of a Guardians without James Gunn. That'll be interesting to see how they pull that off.
Yeah, like a Suicide Squad type.
Yeah, actually, that's a better analogy, actually. But yeah, everybody looks like they're having fun. I'm interested in the larger sort of narrative about who the Thunderbolts become and like what does that mean. Now, as far as the villain, obviously Bob, aka Sentry, is in this movie, and my guess is they just go with the whole idea of the void, right? Like, because in the beginning you're seeing him just kind of vaporizing people, and I think it's probably a safe assumption to think that is in fact the void. It's just a matter of how do you play the person who the Sentry and the void are the same person. Like that'll be interesting. I don't know how you do that. Because obviously he becomes a hero. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with this.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it. I think this is the best trailer so far. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, I did appreciate that John Walker's shield is completely fucking bent when he comes down. It's like bent, like kind of around him. Like, yeah, that shit is worthless. So, it's cool. Yeah, we'll see what they do. I'm very interested in this. All right, that is it for us. Any other breaking thoughts here?
Nope.
All right, that's it for us. We will see you guys next time for another episode.
See ya.